Yay! We are live. Welcome to American Sex Live. I saw our guest just logged on, so I'm going to let you do your thing. Ruben and Sherri, while I do, you've been here before. I'm going to do the ball washing, which is the housekeeping, and tell everybody all the stuff they need to know, and then you hop on whenever. All right, so welcome to American Sex Live. I'm Sunny Megatron.
I'm Skanky Santa.
A.K.A. Ken Melvoin-Berg. We're sexuality educators, pleasure advocates, and we're kinky perverts too. He's Santa today. I'm not sure why are you Santa today?
Why not?
Okay. Santa's very yelly. He knows what he wants. Okay. So you might be watching this on Periscope, which is Twitter. You might be watching this on Facebook Live. You might be watching this on YouTube Live. And that's all fine and dandy. However, if you want to interact in the chat, you want to pop on screen with us, or you want to win a couple of free tickets to this really awesome online play party event that I got some tickets to give away. I'm going to give you some at the end of this. You have to be watching on the Get Vocal platform. You can't be watching. Ooh, you can't be watching on the simul. Get this. Hello, Ruben and Sherri.
Hello, Sherri. How are you doing?
Yours okay?
Yeah.
We're doing awesome.
Yours okay, Santa?
Yeah, I wanted to be a non-threatening white man. And me and Santa are pretty much the only ones these days. That's it. Yeah. And Mr. Rogers.
I love Mr. Rogers. I like him.
Yeah. Real quick, I'm going to finish doing ball washing.
I'm sorry. You already said that too, and I wasn't even thinking. My bad. Sorry. I'm
really get really excited at ball washing time. It's okay. Everyone emote. It's ball washing time. So as I was saying, if you're watching on another platform that is not Get Vocal, be it Facebook, Periscope, or YouTube, you will not be able to possibly win a couple of the free tickets to this cool event that I'm giving away at the end of the show. You're not going to be able to interact with us in the chat. You're not going to be able to come on camera. So get on over to, here's the address, write it down, bit.ly, bit.ly/Sunny Get Vocal, SUNNYGETVOKL. And if you're watching this on the replay, I know like on freaking Periscope, like 2,000 people watch this on the replay. It's like, watch live. But too bad for you.
Watch live. We need the numbers.
No, but
join us, man.
They're not watching now. They can't go back in time. They don't have a time machine.
If we say it, then they'll know to go
next
forward. Time. So we say it now. They know to go forward, and the people after that watch it can go forward.
Exactly. However, I have quite a few tickets to this event to give away, so make sure you're following me on social media because I'll probably give a couple more away later. So if you missed it, maybe you didn't miss everything. Let's see. What else do I want to tell you? We are part of a Wednesday night lineup here at Get Vocal called the Connection Zone. It's all sex, love, and dating and more sex and lots of sex. But they're doing different nights now. So Thursday is True Crime Thursday.
Which is awesome. Our friend John is doing that.
Friday is Fandom Friday. Tuesday is Tasty Tuesday, like you're eating. There was was Monday something? Did I write it down? Does anyone know if Monday? I think Monday's something too. It's pretty cool. So come on the other nights. Come early on this night. Come every night. What else? So if you're watching in the chat on Get Vocal and you're like, hey, I like what you guys do, and I know, see, Adam knows what I'm going to say it. So Adam showed you. If you like what we're doing and you know that we're broke because of COVID-19, you could throw us a few coins with V coins. It's in the chat on Get Vocal. Just hit that diamond and attach V coins. And we got what's his name from SpongeBob? Is that Patrick? We got a Patrick GIF. So that's kind of cool. I think is that all. I feel like there's more ball washing. Is that everything that I think that's it.
Waffles?
I think, yeah, we got a dog here. I think that's it. So I'm going to welcome our guests, Ruben and Sherri. I'm super duper excited. Ruben and Sherri, you have been, I'm going to let you do like the formal introductions of yourselves because you know your shit better than we know your shit. But you have been, we've been friends like for a while online. And then I'm like, oh, you what? So you're otherwise known as FlyDuo. So who are you and what do you do?
Okay.
Go ahead. I don't know who the hell we are.
I don't know anymore. It's all mystery. No. So Sherri, you want the long version or the short version?
How about the medium version?
The medium version.
Yeah.
When I think back, it all started when I was about 7. Mom looked at me and she was like, no, so Sherri and me, we run a digital agency. So we do brand positioning, excuse me. We do brand positioning, design, and web development. We create custom content management systems. And we essentially do a lot of work for lifestyle brands. We focus a lot on like premium lifestyle brands. And then more recently, we've been wanting to work with sensual pleasure, sexual wellness brands to help position them in the same way that we would position any premium lifestyle brand so that they can compete and sit right next to a really dope brand that you might see when you go to whatever boutique.
Okay.
That's not like a sexual pleasure brand. So
I'm gonna real quick have you break it down because like I'm a marketing person. I came from the ad agency world. I'm right with you. But for the people who are like positioning brands, digital, what does this all mean?
That would be me. Yeah. I'm a scientist. I don't know. Speaking some foreign language. Speaking a crazy moon language that I don't understand.
In Ken 101 language, what is a digital agency? What lifestyle brands do you represent? Like, what are some of the clients you like? What exactly do you do for them day to day?
Okay, that's a great question. So like Cindy Gallop, we're working with her and making it so that Cindy Gallop online looks like the Cindy Gallop we know and love from the TED Talks and from 3% Comp and from Make Love Not Porn. Take all the stuff she's doing professionally and all the consulting stuff and the speaking stuff and mashing up in a really beautiful package that helps us so that makes it easier for her to sell work, to get hired easier with less friction, and to make a hell of a lot more money. So to position her next to other people who are doing similar, but show that Cindy is like fucking 100 times better. That Gary Vee is cool, but you should really be hiring Cindy.
Nice.
So that's what we do. We do that for
you.
Yeah.
I would love that. I would love that.
And for people like Cindy too, who are already very well positioned in what she does, but like her web presence was, I believe it was 10 or more years old. It was a flash site before we started working with her last year. So people couldn't bring it up on their phones and stuff like that. So
GeoCities,
a lot of people who have been DIY or just don't bother with their sites for a while, we kind of help bring them more modern too.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that's good business though, because that's like every swing site. Most of them are still GeoCities and Angel Fire and AOL.
When you said GeoCities, you took me all the way back.
So now it's interesting because, you know, I came from the mainstream ad world, like, you know, Procter and Gamble, Kellogg's, ho ho ho, Green Giant, and all that stuff, right? And Poppin' Fresh, like that was my company.
I love that. I love that little doughboy.
Oh yeah, totally. So, and when people think of adult brands or lifestyle brands, they tend to like, the assumption is like, we're all bottom of the barrel. We don't know this fancy ad stuff. Yeah. So what made you want to come over to work specifically on adult brands and lifestyle brands? Like, did you work in mainstream before this?
That's an awesome question. And there's a lot of things that go in there. And as you know, y'all have talked to us a million times. You know I'm a talker. So we're not when 5 words will do, I'll give you a soliloquy. You know?
You would expect something else.
Yes. So what I'll do is I'll give you the medium length version to the best of my ability. So we were doing like up before we started expanding into the whole sexual pleasure, wellness, all that world. We were doing mainstream brands, like you said. So one of the things we used to do was like we could take, like, for instance, it was a really interesting project. an occupational health company, not website, brand came to us and said, they look like what you would think occupational health, OSHA style, really just like not our thing. But they came to us. They had a really interesting request though, which is why they came to us and which is why we even said yes. The owner of the president rather of the corporation said he loved the Ritz-Carlton. He went there all the time. He wanted his brand to feel like the Ritz-Carlton. So, and when we say lifestyle brand, that's what we're talking about. Those really beautiful premium brands like Ritz-Carlton, like Rolls-Royce, or like even some of the fashion brands.
Inviting, they welcoming you in, like a nice editorial spread. That's our favorite kind of
thing. And so that's what he wanted it to do. We said, yeah, we could help you do that. So you essentially want like a brand makeover. You want to be positioned to feel like a lifestyle brand. So that's what we did. We made it so it felt like Ritz-Carlton-esque of
as much as you can for a medical company.
Yeah, and it came out really
without getting sued.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we would never take from another brand in that way. Just we took a lot of like the vibe and the feeling.
Yeah,
totally. I get it.
Yeah.
And the logo. No, I'm just kidding. But so we did that, and we used to do that for select companies. We'd say yes. We'd help them kind of like make their brand feel more hip and cool and more inviting, but still be on target for whatever their market was. And what made us switch over? So that's kind of tied into our own personal journey as a couple. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm gassy. I guess I shouldn't say that.
I'm sorry.
My bad. So we had actually worked with Dr. What did I miss something?
No. You made a fart noise.
Okay. Oh, okay. So we had worked with several years ago. Wow, it's going on almost 10 years ago. We worked with Dr. Tiff. She does sex therapy, sex toys, and she does a lot of stuff in the whole realm that we're talking about. She was doing an adult pleasure product brand. So we worked with her, and the experience was just really, really dope. And it kind of like ticked off some, I don't know, it set some stuff in motion. We really loved what the whole process of working with her, exploring that whole area, and then just slowly but surely, even in our personal life, we just kind of like wanted more of what we do personally and what like vibes for us to be reflected in the work that we do, in addition to like the regular stuff that we do, like for custom closets or custom builders or whatever. And we kind of like, we're big into fashion. We're big into like all the, entertainment and that kind of stuff. And this felt like a great way to kind of like mash up retail, entertainment, fashion, and all of that in kind of like one way, because all the pleasure related stuff is like, it's all the different aspects of that. It's like, you can make something that feels like a beauty brand, or you can make something that feels like, really lush, like destination type thing. So it kind of like lets us do our thing in a really creative way, and it's very easy for us to just be us, present ourselves like ourselves, talk with our hands a lot. So I guess that's it. I don't know how deep you want me to go, but that's kind of what led us there.
Yeah, that's great. Now I'm curious, because I definitely want to talk about like the play party and all the cool stuff you have going on. But
excuse me,
there's an echo all of a sudden. Do you guys hear that? Wait, it's gone. Is it gone? It's good now. Okay. Anyway, so. Whatever, it's fine. Now I forgot my question. What was I? Oh, okay. So I know mainstream marketing and I know the sexual health and wellness space, but I want to hear from you, when you saw the sexual health and wellness space and compared it to mainstream marketing, what do we get wrong?
A lot. I mean, I got to be humble. No. So this is the thing. I am trying really hard to resist the urge to be like, oh, I know everything, because y'all and a lot of people who are OGs in this space know a hell of a lot. And I don't want to make that mistake a lot of us who come from the tech world or design mainstream can make, where we think we know more than we do.
I think y'all face a lot more challenges, though.
You make a hell of a lot of challenges that you face. And that's why I'm saying that.
I do have to say that it's nice to have a fresh pair of eyes that isn't so in, because like even myself, I've been in mainstream marketing and now I'm in this, but I've been in this space for so long, I get like tunnel vision. And I remember like in my old company, we wouldn't necessarily hire people that were marketing majors. We'd hire people that were English majors and math majors because we wanted them to look from around the corner at what we were doing and be like, hey, you guys aren't even seeing this because you're so in your own world and in your own shit. So, like, what are you seeing when we're all in our own shit?
I think. Well, do you want to go? Do you want to start with this?
I'll just bounce off of you.
So I think one of the things that we see is, depending on how the brand is, they take a lot of the cues from the very old school adult world. Instead of saying it doesn't always have to be like that, you can kind of come at this from a different direction. So we look at it like everything we do kind of comes from that fashion-y kind of direction. Everything's uber sensual, but it's more, I got to find the right words. I still don't have them yet. It's more like sensual erotic versus full on like hit you in the face explicit, and it like kind of like wants to work itself up instead of just being like, oh, I'm gonna get right to it. We kind of like, we personally
slow burn people.
Yeah, we're kind of like the slow burn, and like so when we do design, it works the same kind of way. Like we kind of, that's how we go. I'm trying to find the right ways to say
it's
it
like Alfred Hitchcock.
without.
It's the anticipation, not the bang.
Yes, exactly.
Literally.
Yes, exactly. That's how we kind of go at it, like kind of work it in and work it in and make it so that I think it makes it more accessible to other people that aren't the people who are already there and comfortable.
Yeah.
Because part of our thing is like, I think that a lot more people would be down with it if parts of it were more accessible, or at least if there were more options. I think that's the thing, because there's nothing wrong with pretty much the gamut of stuff, but I don't think personally, I don't think there's enough options.
Mm-hmm.
So what we look at it like, we want to create a lot of options from like here to here, and this is going to be our whole lane. And we want to create a lot of options in there. And I think we can capture a lot of people and help a lot of brands capture a lot of people who might not be comfortable over here. So we're going to catch you all over here. We're going to like make it so like just all the people who aren't comfortable over here are just going to like flock to
I
you.
think too, like even pleasure products themselves have come a long ass way in like 15, 20 years from just like everything being kind of, plastic and cheap looking to now we have like freaking gorgeous, beautiful sex toys and things you kind of want to display. And like, why can't we see an ad for those things in like a V magazine, a full page ad, or like in Glamour or something like that? That's how we see it. Like, we would love to see that. And I personally think that's the future.
Yeah.
With where sex tech is going and it's taking, I think that, that's personally, I think and hope that that's the future of the pleasure industry. Sex is normal. We all do it. It's freaking natural.
And we're not trying to take to go off what Sherri said. We're not trying to take the eroticism out or anything like that, because that's another
problem. That's another problem. We got to get rid of the stigma and the shame of all of that.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, to go with what Sherri said too, I think to go with what you said, we also are trying to bring in more diverse visuals in there, because like we gotta see and visuals that are not fucking tropes either. So that's the whole nother thing. Like for us, we try to do things that we feel are representative of the experience in life that we have. So we also try to bring in people when we build teams who have unique experiences that they can contribute, so that when we finish a product, it looks like more than just what is already out there in the mainstream, and it looks even like more than just me and Sherri. So we want like diverse ethnic groups, we want diverse body sizes, we want curvy girls and curvy guys, we want like all in like when beautiful photography is something missing from the market. And I know somebody brought that up during one of the XBiz town halls. I was yes, we've been talking about that for years. That is a huge problem, and it's not just in this industry, but across creative. It's ridiculous. It's something we're actually working on, a product initiative to try to develop with our company. That's one of the things on the horizon that we're trying to address. Because like Sherri said, like we encountered this when we're doing stuff for mainstream stuff. Like there is not enough quality imagery once you get away from the one more westernized view of beauty and acceptability. And we're like, we need X, Y, and Z that spreads the gamut that isn't representative. So we've been saying that for over a decade, and we're going to just do it ourselves. Yeah. So we kind of talking to our partners, and we're looking at creating something, but we're going to gear it. Oh, I shouldn't be saying all this. This is fucking live.
It's archived. That's awesome.
But yes, we're going to be doing something.
Don't talk about it.
Wants your money and your ideas.
But that is one of the initiatives we're going to be working on, is a product that addresses that. You see, Ruben has to learn how to shut his mouth sometimes.
You've been a great spy in World War II.
Yeah, I know. Well, what did you hear? Well, actually, I heard it.
So, like, when you're saying this, I'm like, yes. And, you know, for those who are familiar with the industry, even like, you know, those in sex positive circles may have been seeing on the internet, you know, we've been talking about these town hall meetings where the adult industry has been doing town hall meetings about race in the industry, both like on the performer porn side and like the pleasure products industry side. And right now, like I'm knee deep and more than neck deep in all of that stuff. And it's driving me batty because there's people like us that are like, we need diversity in all sorts of ways, you know, racial diversity, body size, ability, LGBTQ, you know, you name it, we need it. And there's it seems like a small crowd of us like shouting very loudly. But then when it comes to the powers that be, or even I think back in my mainstream, we come up with these great ideas and then we go to like the client, the boss's boss's boss, i.e. the old white guy that runs everything. And they're like, no, we don't need to do that. We don't want to do that. So have you found pushback from clients or owners of companies when you like want to come up with these ideas and they're just like, that's too much, or, you know, oh, now our packaging looks too urban. I've heard that. Like, oh, it's urban now. We're not an urban. So do you deal with that crap?
That is, and I'm so glad to hear you say that. I'm going to give you an experience we ran into. We launched a project sometime this year or last year for a company that does, I can't think how to describe it. They put those protective shields on brand new vehicles and custom cars and like high-end stuff like that. So their previous site was done, like 10 or plus years ago.
10 years ago, yeah.
Oh yeah, because it was the anniversary. And it was very what you would think when you think stereotypical custom automotive, right? It looked like that. But we had the conversation with them about, well, what about gender and how do your women customers feel? So we asked them a lot of questions. Well, what is the breakdown of your customers versus your male customers? And we asked a lot of questions they hadn't necessarily thought about, but the way we presented it, they were like, oh, damn, like that's a huge opportunity if we could be better appeal to the women customers that come in, or potential customers we might not be appealing to. So what we did was we did a whole new positioning for them and branding, aesthetic stuff. And then when they talk to their female customers, like the feedback that they got, they just came back to us. They're like, y'all were so right. Like our women customers are like fucking so happy, so impressed. And like literally like right away, they're seeing their sales change. And their calls change, like their qualified leads changing, and like they were like literally right away, like they could not have been happier. And I'm like, yeah, you know, that's what you're talking about right now. That's part of the benefit of diversity inclusion. That it will benefit your bottom line, but in there to go back to them, you have to have a company that the client has to value it. They have to.
Is open-minded. We haven't had a lot of pushback with the people that we've been working with, because usually people are attracted. That's one of the reasons people come to us, is that's one of the things that they want. But some people who haven't thought too much about it, like he hadn't thought too much about it. But he was like, oh, he was really happy that we brought it to his attention and really loved the idea. He was like excited right away.
Yeah, so he didn't give negative pushback per se.
But that was more, sorry to interrupt you, but that was more on like, taking a business that may be more traditionally male focused and making it appeal to any gender versus, we're talking about race and other things, but it is similar, but not exactly the same.
Yeah. Real quick, if you're sitting around and you can't see, try reloading the whole page and see if that helps you. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no problem. One of the things that I was thinking is, are we supposed to have a chat open or something? Because we don't have one open if we're missing anything.
It's open.
Oh, okay, my bad. Sorry.
There is
I have really bad ADD. On a computer. Laptop. Thank you.
We see what's his name from SpongeBob.
Okay, yes. That's
He's over there. He's over there.
Okay, perfect. What I think about, like, when we talk to him, we kind of say this, like, I know when I'm welcome or being invited to a campaign because I feel it. I see myself somehow in the stuff that's being reflected at me in the campaign, in the media, and the marketing. And I'm very loyal to brands that actually give a shit about me. So even like I'll pay more money for it. I will drive further to get it. I will go through more hoops to purchase it off their website if the brand is worth the loyalty. And brands that actually give a shit, I can see it because I can feel it. And I think that a lot of brands need to think about that. Like, if you invest it, you're going to have more loyalty. Because, like, I think one of the biggest mistakes some brands make is like, okay, well, we're just going to cut the price lower. Well, that's diminishing returns. I mean, and there's no brand loyalty there. I mean, you're going to start shedding That's like the fight that Walmart and Amazon had, because Walmart's customers were buying on low price. So Amazon comes around the corner with all their duplicitous bullshit, and now they're doing lower prices. And so Walmart starts to shed its customer base. But if you look at some of the other companies that were not selling on just the lowest price, like I think about like Publix, and I love them. I pay more. I don't know if you have them out your way, but Publix grocery store in the South, like, they're not the cheapest grocery store, but they treat you really good. They're just like, they give amazing service. If you look at their ad campaigns, they're like super inclusive. They value diversity. They value LGBT community. Like, every fucking holiday, they're trying to yank the tears out of your eyes. And it's like, God damn it, yo, motherfuckers are touching my heart. Like, I'm going to pay more to go to Publix, even though it costs more. I'm super loyal to them versus like other ones that like they might be lower cost or whatever. And I'm just like, So I think that kind of like, I know I'm kind of long-winding it, but I feel like diversity and inclusion kind of like that. You can build great relationships, but at the end of the day, the company has to be doing it for genuine reasons, and they actually have to be doing it because they want to serve those different communities, not just because you want to make $1, because people can see through that too. Like, you see all those campaigns where they're just faking it.
Right now, I think every company was like, Black Lives Matter, it's like, you're bullshit. I think you're real.
Yep. You know when you see it with the companies who do it when it's not easy to do it, when they actually putting it on the line. Ben & Jerry's, I fucking bought I can't even eat fucking ice cream or milk, but when they first did this like 5 or 10 years ago, I went out and bought a bunch of Ben & Jerry's for Sherri and our son, because I wanted to support Ben & Jerry's because they fucking did the deal. Like, they fucking cared when it wasn't cool.
And they keep doing it.
And they keep doing it. So I still buy their shit and I don't even eat it.
But you know what? If Ben & Jerry's really wanted to be inclusive, they'd make some lactose-free ice cream.
To be honest, I'm so worried. I just can't.
Don't even say the word. You might have to run away.
I'll buy it, and they love ice cream, so I'll give it to them. I'll be happy to do it. But I can't. I can't bring myself to eat it. I'm sorry. I love them. I love what they stand for. If they make popsicles, I'm on board. But not ice cream.
Your grocery stores.
Sorry.
I'm really jealous of your grocery stores. The grocery stores here feel like a hate fuck that you have to do. It doesn't feel it's warm and welcoming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Publix. They're not paying me to say this, but I really appreciate that store. That's for damn sure. Like,
because sometimes we go to Kroger to get cheaper ground beef.
Yeah, and it's
but
like
the experience is so different. It's so different.
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
This is Vaughn's.
Oh yeah, Smiths and Albertsons need to up their game. That's the
okay.
Yeah, out here. Yeah. Out here. So I want to talk about this event you have going on because I'm really excited. So like, I'll give a little background. You called us, and we're like, okay, we're like, we want to make sure you got inclusivity. Who are your guests? And you're like, oh fuck, I'll show you inclusivity. So, what is this event? What do you hope to get out of it and to get people? And who's going to be there?
Okay, would you like to take this?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I like when he leaves and I just follow.
Sherri, are you my sub? No, I'm just playing.
No.
She's like, I'm her sub.
Not today.
Yes, miss. No, I'm just playing. But what was I gonna say? So like so this event, so everything that happened with COVID-19 coming out, the pandemic just like flipped the world around, and it's been ridiculous. And when it first happened, we really wanted to like help. We wanted to do something to help, and like people kept sharing that quote from Mr. Rogers, "Look for the helpers," and like that's been a big thing. Like we always are trying to help people, but we're like, how do we do that? And then, long story short, Sherri's idea was to do the event. And I was like, oh my God, that's an amazing idea. I'm always jealous of her because she just comes up with all these dope ideas. So we started planning for the event. We wanted something that would help sex workers because, as usual, they get discriminated against. And like, so when we were looking into the stuff like the PPP loan, the EIDL loan from the SBA, and the legislation immediately says right in writing, they're not eligible. They're prohibited from accessing these funds. Like every other legitimate business can access these funds except for ones that they have this stigma against. So
all legal businesses, legal. It doesn't matter how legal it is, they still don't qualify, which is bullshit.
So that's what we're like, let's figure out a way. So Sherri's like, okay, we can do this. So we're like, okay, let's do it around this. And we can put money directly in their pockets, people who are under the umbrella of sexual pleasure and wellness. And so that's essentially what we did. And then everything, as things kind of like progressed, there's a lot of trauma and all that there. We're like, so let's make this more about, there's a lot of people doing great work fixing this. So that is not our lane. What we can do is we can do something to let people relax, get some joy, and get uplifted. So that's where we were focused on that side. Because like it was hard not to feel guilty because not like I'm not a doctor. I'm not all these amazing things. I can't fix any of that.
We both have chronic illness, though. We can't be like out there in the protests, and we just feel super helpless sitting here doing nothing every time. It's
And then we realized, well, we do have this amazing set of skills that we use all the time. Let's do this. We've built communities before. We're going to do this and build a community, give people like a full day and then the night before away from this shit. Let them let their hair down or not hair down or however you want to say it. Just step out of the real world and into community that can love and embrace and just give some people a timeout and to feel okay about it. Then everything happened with the social unrest around racism and white supremacy. And we're like, fucking, yeah, this is necessary. And then we're like, you know what? We're going to do this around sexual pleasure. But now even more so, it's super important because there's a lot of people in the Black, Indigenous, people of color communities that really, really need this. And then when you talk about it's Pride Month, we're like, okay, shit can't be more kismet than this, that we feel like we're doing the right thing. So that's kind of the how this whole thing came about. And so when we wanted to have the guest, we wanted to be super repping strong for, you know, BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, people of color, people from LGBT community. And then we wanted, you know, get representation from people from the disabled, chronically ill community. We did not want it so that everybody's all one age group or one body size. We wanted it like some, you know, we wanted to bring in, obviously, you know, Gen Z, millennials, but what about the fucking Gen X? What about all the cool boomers that are out there? Okay, boomer. So we wanted it to feel like it didn't matter if you were older or younger, obviously 21 plus. It didn't matter, but we wanted to bring everyone in the same place and we can all hang out and have a really good time. And we wanted to make sure that we gave strong visibility to people from communities that aren't always super visible in the mainstream.
Right.
Because I know, yes, people are doing the town halls and I'm super appreciative, but in the mainstream, when we see stuff around sex, these are not always the faces that are like the forefront. You might be a sprinkling of one or two. So we said, just pour that shit all over there. And like, now it's going to be heavy representation. So there was a lot of additional people we wanted to have, but Sherri and me are self-funding it. So while we are paying everyone, we're paying all of it out of pocket. So we had to draw a line somewhere. So there's more people we wanted to have. If we weren't able to have you, we wanted to have you. We're having another event coming up closer to the fall. So this event going as well as we think it will allow us to do the other one and have even more people include some of the people we weren't able to have this time.
Cool. So,
And just, I was just going to add to, in parallel to wanting a very diverse group of people, we first and foremost went for people that have touched our lives personally in some way or another. Like, we've learned a lot. Ruben has been telling me about you guys for years before I started listening to your podcast. The pleasure mechanics are just like,
Amazing.
like they have helped us tremendously as a couple, individually. Some of the adult performers, like, everybody's kind of touched our life in some way or another and helped us in our journey to getting to where we are, and that was really important for us too.
Oh, I'm
so
glad you
it's
said
kind
that.
of like we're getting to meet all of y'all at the same time as we're like introducing ourselves and our company and helping people. It's kind of morphing into this great big ball of love.
Thank you for adding that, because I forgot to say that. Yeah, every single person that's on here means something to us. And I know everyone means something to a lot of people, but this crew, we put it together for a reason. Like, it's like our Avengers, you know, so
and we don't know most of y'all yet.
You will.
So, you know, this is going to be cool. We're really looking forward to a full day of just everybody getting to know each other and having fun. And we figured what better way to get to know each other than to have fun, right?
So then, and real quick, I'm just going to open up the slots if anyone wants to come on and ask questions. But I would like you to paint a picture for us and for the people listening. Like, so is this going to feel like an all-day food party? Is it going to feel like classes? Is it going to feel like an online retreat? Like, what is the vibe of how the day is going to unfold? Because
that's a good
the
question.
FlyDuo play party is what it's called.
Yes.
June 27th, by the way. I'll find a link and I'll paste it in here.
So it's gonna be a lot of things. We want Saturday to feel like an all-day kind of festival. Friday night is the actual kickoff. That's the movie screening. We're gonna be screening something. This one's for the
ladies with Gene Graham.
Yep, with the film's creator,
and then we're gonna have a interview with him afterwards.
And that one's gonna be really dope. If you haven't seen it yet,
don't watch it.
Yeah, wait until the event, because it's really dope.
Watch it with us.
There's a lot of beautiful men in there that I think that if you're attracted to men, you're gonna love them in all different shapes and sizes and muscly builds and all that good shit. So I think if that's your vibe, you're gonna really love Friday night. And that's gonna be kicking off. And then Saturday, we're gonna have something. We're gonna start off with a great roundtable with all experts in the industry. spreading the gamut from performers. We got multiple adult performers. We got educators. We got y'all spanning the gamut between entertainment and education. And then we've got we're gonna have a cocktail thing with hip hop trooper Strider. He's gonna be doing a cool mixed drink presentation. We got a dirty talk workshop. The founder of Sex Down South, she's doing a dope workshop.
She's doing that.
Yep.
I haven't taken it, but I have heard. I was doing another online meeting with her where she was, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, something mind blowing." So if I'm not doing something at the same time, to actually take it.
Yep, you can do it. And you know what? She's looking for volunteers too. So like, she's gonna pick volunteers from the attendees. So she was hoping that some folks will volunteer. I'm sure they will. So she's going to do a really good, cool thing. We got a celebrity DJ. She's doing multiple sets. She's bringing her dancers. They're really dope. We've got
Dirty Lola is doing a Q&A about sex toys with us, which is going to be cool. So if you have any questions about anything specific, shoot them over to us somewhere online and we'll get them to her.
Amazing.
And we have Lola is super cool too. She's super cool.
My baby bunny.
We have we also have a really cool game too. We're going to do a trivia game that's going to be really dope. It's going to feel similar to some of those classic TV game show games. The ones that I can't say because of, copyright infringement. But that's gonna be really cool. That's gonna be jam packed. There's gonna be a lot of people.
Y'all be joining.
Y'all gonna be part of that one.
King and Jasmine.
Yeah, King and Jasmine are gonna be part of that.
They're amazing.
Oh my god, I love them.
They're gonna be fun. And I can't even remember everybody there's gonna be a lot of people. We have over 30.
Yeah, and I'm getting the link right now. I forgot to copy paste the link, so I'm gonna copy paste it in the oh, here it is. Perfect. Is this the right? I think.
And we're adding people to the registration now, and as they sign up, we're adding them, and we'll be adding them to the actual schedule too, so you'll know who's going to be part of each thing. So to get to what we were talking about earlier, we kind of look at it like an all-day kind of festival thing where you can see what time different sessions are at, and you can pick and choose when you want to pop in and out for whatever you want. But there'll be like networking, one-on-one video networking like this in between, and that's where we'll have the DJ and some entertainment in between each session.
Is there multiple things going on at once, or is it just one thing on a screen at a time?
Just one thing.
You can see all the stuff. Okay, cool. Because we never get to watch the other people.
Yeah, and that's what we wanted everyone to be able to be on screen so the whole audience can see them. You won't miss anyone. The only time where there's going to be multiple things going on, we just emailed you the link as well, Sonny. Is during we're having networking sessions, so the attendees will be able to talk to the panelists during a networking session, and they'll be able to talk to each other. And what a really cool thing is, vendors and sponsors will be able to talk to our panelists to create business relationships and collaborations. And so if a video platform has a performer they've been wanting to work with who's going to be on our panelist, they can request to connect with them and maybe
the
work with
attendees
them.
get to participate in the networking as well. So
Yes.
it's not just the panelists; it's everybody who attends can jump in on that.
That's so cool. And I love that, not only is a portion of this just going towards the performers, the people participating that have been affected to COVID-19. Also, it's a Black Sex Worker Collective and Pineapple Support that does mental health services for sex workers, which is they're great people. Yeah.
It's in there. There's more.
Yes, we are. That was one of the things that was really important. I'm sorry, I was trying to look over for the link. That's why I was looking over here.
She got the link.
Oh, okay, perfect. So yes, we wanted to help them because when we first came across them and we like, I'm so happy that all these different nonprofits are getting money in this time to help with the social justice stuff and the COVID stuff. Like, people should not be starving. People should not have a house to live in. People should not have to like make a choice between, can I eat or do I get my fucking meds? Like, those fucking decisions shouldn't be decisions in the United States. I mean, there's too much motherfucking money in this joint for people to have to make those kind of decisions. So when we came across the Black Sex Worker, we're like, holy shit, this is a perfect organization, because we know that sex workers get a lot of discrimination. Black sex workers get a hell of a lot of discrimination, and trans women and trans Black sex workers get even more. So we're like, this is an organization that we would like to donate to and help support. So that's why we want to get a bunch of ticket sales and a shit ton of sponsors. And then obviously Pineapple Support, because again, we saw what they stand for, and we're like, yo, so you're going to help any
Free
of the
therapy.
digital, that
for
like,
people in the adult industry, which is really, really cool.
And they're
So
one of the
that's
best
what, like, it was a
organizations
dope-
out there. They're not full of shit at all,
Yeah.
and they mean what they say, and they follow through.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, and we even met with, I'm not sure if it was like the creator or whatever, but she's up there in Pineapple Support. And basically what they do is they get therapists that are really good therapists, that, you know, $300 an hour kind of therapists, and they make it where these therapists can donate their time, or Pineapple Support can cover the cost of these therapists, and then they provide mental health services to sex workers. It's a really great organization, and they have so many amazing therapists. It's not just like, oh, you know, we found someone on the internet and gave them a therapist certificate. And no, this is like quality mental health services. Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome, and that's what we.
Yeah, sorry. I was just gonna say that's what we were hoping for. Like, we were looking for a couple companies to support. Ruben's been following the Black Sex Worker Collective for a little while. He introduced it to me, and then I kind of came across Pineapple Support. So I'm glad, you know, you guys are saying what we thought we were seeing. So that's really good.
The best organizations out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
So
and so we hope we can sell a shit ton of tickets, because we really want to like give them some legit support.
So this is what I'm gonna ask if people like hang out. I have got a few free tickets. I'm gonna give away 2 free tickets to people watching. And yeah, if you're not here live, or you're watching on one of the simulcast stations and you're not on Get Vocal, too bad. You snooze, you lose. But we have to think. I don't know if we like. Do we have a trivia question, or we can pick a number from 1 to whatever?
First person to type the name of my dog wins a ticket.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, that's awesome. They're like 2 seconds apart too. Do you see that?
So let's think of
Justin
another
almost
one.
had it.
Let's think of another one that anybody could know, even if they don't know you. This is the first time watching. They're like, "Oh, the fuck your dog's name is?" I don't know. It's a good question.
I was going to do weird obscure shit. So
It could be obscure as long as anyone in the world could know it.
who's the name of the U.S. Marshal that was the inspiration for the Lone Ranger?
Oh,
About, right?
What's his ethnicity?
Ruben's
Bonus
like,
points.
give me a
What's their
second.
ethnicity? Yeah, I saw the twinkle in your eye.
References him.
You just like got me. I'm like, ooh.
I don't know if anyone knows. Anyone?
Yes, Dustin.
Dustin, got it. Read.
All 3.
Damn. I don't even understand.
All right. I'll email you all a link.
Oh, poor Misha. She said I was raised by immigrants.
Oh,
Yep, right there. He's a black He was a black Texas Ranger, like.
Oh, okay.
And you know how, like,
Of
on a
course you
TV
would
show, he's certainly not
Yeah,
black,
yeah.
and like.
But he was a badass U.S. Marshal. One of my hobbies as a kid was people from the Black West in the United States. Like, I was just obsessed with black cowboys and pirates. So
That's like when I saw the.
So, and I want to let
Say
everyone
that
know
again.
too, I have a few more tickets that I'm going to be giving away at some point, maybe next week, maybe on social media. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So just watch. But we would love for you to come, and I'm just reading women that ran the brothels. Okay. We would love for you to come, and as we were saying, it's 25 bucks. It's really in this day and age, not a whole lot for a lot of people, and it goes towards good causes, and you get what, a whole day and another evening full of fun and connection. Okay, do we get to see naked people? Are there going to be nudity?
No.
No, not really. I'm so
We have the
sorry.
platforms for that. That platform needs to be built.
Yes, that's one of our other
For, like-
initiatives.
So I'm not allowed to drop trowel, right?
So one of the things we had to do with the platform is we had to ride a thin line on what we could and couldn't do.
Some people don't even want you to talk about it. Like Women of Sex Tech, they tried to do it on
YouTube
and Zoom, and they got kicked off.
Both.
All they're talking about is sex.
And
That's it. And it's business, strictly business, and they got kicked off.
And YouTube got kicked off YouTube like boom, like that. And then Zoom, and then somebody else wouldn't let them. So the platform we're using was really cool, and they said we negotiated everything. They said yes, but we have a couple of things we have to stay within. That's one of them. We don't have a problem with it, but we do respect that this is their platform, and we respect that they're allowing us to use it. One of our other initiatives is we're going to be building something. We've brought together some folks from the tech community that we're going to be working with. That's a future initiative we've been discussing in the background.
I think some other folks are working on something similar too.
And so I'm going to get all technical. Like, somebody brought this up on Facebook the other day, and I thought about this before. Like, people are having Zoom orgies, even though you're not supposed to. And if they catch you, they're going to kick you out. And when you appear, like for our Discord, for instance, we have a naked area, but we have to see your ID, your face, make sure it matches your username, so we know you are not underage, or like we can get in trouble.
We also have to have an extended period of time of social contact with you on Discord, because we have a currency, the taco, and you have to earn tacos by going and posting and interacting with people. So you just can't be some rando creep dude coming in and doing whatever. We have to know you a little bit, verify your age, get past our encryption and everything else before you get to that point.
But like for online nudity, that's the way we're doing it. And it's like, if you were a cam performer or whatever, there's a thing you have to do is you have to do a 2257 form that like proves your age and this and that. So my theory, I'm not a legal person, but my theory is, if Zoom was to allow you to be naked, would they have to maintain a database of 2257 forms that you filled out proving your age? Is that the catch?
I wouldn't doubt it. I feel like because they've blown up so much in the mainstream, they're already making so much money. They don't want to deal with the stigma,
like everyone else.
Yeah. Maintaining all the records on the physical premises and all that. I don't know that they see the value in it. I think there is value. I think the first person who does it, like Cindy Gallup is always saying, is going to cash in. They're going to cash in. They're going to
for instance, even if you put it up on like Pornhub or any of the tube sites, if you want to be able to upload videos, they make you hold up your ID, take a picture of your face, the whole thing, so they can prove you're not underage and you are who you are. So it's like, if they're doing that for Pornhub, for all of these big sites that have millions of users, if one video conferencing software is just like, all right, we'll maintain a database where everyone has to, they've got it. Like, they've got it. It's just a matter of like maintaining that paperwork and having people turn it in, which I'm sure Zoom doesn't want to fuck with it, because they're like, we've got the corporate people. Who cares about your boobs? But yeah. So get on that shit. Get on that shit.
We want to, and I think that, I think so many of us do. I think that, like, I think there's a lot of potential there. There's a lot. And I think what it is too, is I think some of the people who are making the decisions, who are the gatekeepers, are short-sighted in the types of things you can do. I've never seen an event like what Sherri and me are putting together that's a mashup of a lot of stuff. Think about if more people had more tools readily available. Like, who thought that 20 years ago Complex Con would be a thing? But I'm telling you, I've always wanted to go to Complex Con. I mean, until the people put together Comic-Con. I'm sure somebody probably said, I want a convention for nerd culture and comic books, and I want to mash that shit together, and it'll be the biggest thing in the world. And I'm sure gatekeepers with the money said, hell no. Well, that's where it takes the people who have actual vision to figure out and do their thing and get together and build something. Because I think if you wait for the gatekeepers, I think you'll be waiting to the end of time, because I think that they get so comfortable. I think about something that I read in Jay-Z's book Blueprint, when he was talking about when he took over as president of Def Jam, and he actually took over that position. He saw the books and he's like, they have so much money. They have so much money that they're actually too comfortable. And that's why they say no to all this new stuff, and why they got their lunch got eaten with the whole digital streaming, because they were too comfortable. I think that's what's going to happen, is you got all these people who are going to just build something, and then all the people who could have cashed in, they're going to lose out. And honestly, I'm fucking glad, because I want to see more of the type of people like y'all who are running and creating new platforms versus some of the other people. Like that's honestly where I'm like, good, because by the time they realize it, it's going to be too fucking late, and they're going to be like late to the game. And I think a lot of really great people are going to build a lot of really cool shit.
Oh, go ahead.
You go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. No, I was going to say, we came like full circle from when we were having the conversation. I was thinking even my mainstream clients and advertising, you know, you would bring something to them where it's like, the culture is changing, the world is changing, what people want is changing. You need to change with it. And oftentimes it's like these old white guys, and they're like, no. Like you said, they're comfortable. They got the money. They're, you know, they're whatever. They're in the Rolls Royces. And, you know, one thing that came up in the town hall that we did is Scott, who is the marketing, I think he's the CMO of Doc Johnson, said that the adult industry is a first generation industry. So
I heard that.
So the people that founded all of these internet porn companies and all that, they're like the old conservative white guys still. They think they don't have to adapt and they don't have to change. And it's like, here we are wanting to make change, complaining. And I'm just like, I don't know. I was on the XBiz forum earlier. I don't know if you're on that XBiz forum. It's a trash fire. And I'm just like, let's just smoke these people. Let's leave them in the dust. Let's create our own shit, because if they are not going to adapt, they are going to die. And see ya, I don't want your shit anyway.
And this dovetail with the point I wanted to make, is that I'm seeing a lot of the change comes from old white boomers specifically. So when you see Gen Xers like Jay-Z, like Ken and Sonny, the Gen Xers are just coming into it. We're coming into it with a fresh pair of eyes. We're not so entrenched in everybody else's bullshit that we're, you know, buying the status quo, because that, you know, and the older millennials are doing the same thing.
Right.
They're coming in, and we're the ones that are getting in charge now as these boomers go off. And bless you, boomers, we love you, but time to fucking retire, man.
Yeah. And also, like, we invented like
look how long this beard is, and I'm a Gen Xer, motherfucker. Retire.
We invented punk rock and mosh pits. You know, it's like let's punk rock this shit. Let's punk rock the adult industry. Fuck all your establishment. Fuck all your status quo. Fuck the way this is the way we do it, or this is what people want. Fuck that. Like, throw it out the fucking window.
That's why we're happy to be here now, right now.
Well,
perfect time.
When you said when they always say this is what people want, how many times have the people who have power said that and been dead wrong?
All of them.
Fuck.
All of the times.
Yeah, exactly. Because they didn't give us trap. They didn't give us hip hop. They didn't give us jazz. They didn't give you punk. They didn't fucking do a lot of fucking shit. It was the people who just fucking took it and they didn't try to like get a seat at the table. They made their own motherfucking table, kicked a hole in the wall, and built their own door. That's what I want to see more and more happening.
And when you do make change, like really ask people, because I don't know if this is a good time to bring it up or not, but like the whole IR category and things, like
oh yes, oh yes.
As an interracial couple, like it has problems, but it is also important. Like it just needs to be changed. It needs to be inclusive. But like we need to be able to find ourselves when there are literally thousands and thousands of
content pieces.
Yeah, content pieces that don't look anything like us. Like we still need to be able to find the content that we can relate to.
To filtering, and I love what y'all said, because like, I'm sorry. Oh my God, you just got my brain like so many things.
Until like literally we're scrolling through the pages and we see all kind of people, which we know that's not happening for a while. We still need to be able to get to the stuff we want to see.
Exactly. And like Ken said, you did thumbs down, because I know exactly what he's talking about. Ken's talking about what Chris and y'all talked about, like that whole fetishization, the bullshit interracial stuff, where we want stuff that actually is like real life, like not and not like
no, don't go away. We have to stop the show.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
So real quick, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stop the recording. We're still gonna keep. If you want to hang out and talk, we're still gonna keep talking. Everyone here, we're gonna hang out. However, if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, when I stop the recording, the simulcast stops too. So if you want to continue the conversation, because shit's getting good right now, if you want to continue the conversation, come on over to bit.ly, bit.ly/SunnyGetVocal, and hang out with us for a little more, because we got shit to say. We're mad now. We're pissed.
Let's do it.
Adam! Yay! Thank you,
Adam.
Thank you for the coins,
Thank
Adam.
you, Sugar Daddy.
And
Adam's our sugar daddy.
Those on the recording and those on the simulcast, join us live next week so you can hang out. And real quick, let me shut this off and we'll continue talking. And thanks, Ruben and Sherri. And real quick, the FlyDuo play party, the 27th of
Thank you, Dustin.
June. Thank you, Dustin. 27th of June. I'm pasting the link one more time.
10 days from now.
10 days. And if you're on a simulcast, you're not getting the link, go to any of my social media, like my Instagram. I've been posting it. Go find out the details from Janice. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See y'all later.